Welcome, 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 and a very good morning to you. And this is the week before Christmas. Thank you very much for choosing Afama's Breakfast Show right here on Afama's Media. And we are coming to you live from Kajiado County. My name is Christine Mutindi, and I will be your host for the day. And I'm glad to be here. This is the week before Christmas. I know everyone is rushing and making preparations. Yeah, and also know of some people who are also preparing for schools. But this year, it's going to be a little bit different because the schools are going to be opened on 23rd. So it is at the end of the month. So this year, people are going to enjoy their holiday really, really well. Not stressing about school fees, not stressing about junior, secondary, and all that. And now, I'll get to tell you later on about where you can go and enjoy your Christmas. But for now, let us just take a little bit at the weekend how it was. Yeah, and I really wish that Mwakio was here and we get to just look at the game. And yesterday, someone called me, or I called someone, and that person is Jackie Mo, and she was like, "Which how do you support Argentina? You should ask people how do Jackie, if you're watching this, I just want to put it out there that Argentina won. So my team won. Yeah? In as much as you are asking me, how do you even support Argentina? You should support. Do you know? Do you know? You do not know the excitement I had. You do not know. You don't want to know how excited I was. Yeah, during those extra minutes and the penalties, because I was looking at the game and it was 3-3 draw, and so I knew. Even my producer was supporting France. I just want to put it out there. Please don't come and hit me with stones, Mr. Producer and Jackie. I am here. I just want to put it out there that even my producer was supporting France, and they were very hopeful. By the time we got to the extra minutes and the penalties, yeah, and I was also kind of emotional because I could see even from the football pitch, some of the Argentina fans, they were in tears. Okay, I didn't cry, but I felt it. Yeah, I felt it, and I just wanted Argentina to win. And people are also calling me and telling me, "We can see that your team has won," because they knew I am an ardent fan of Argentina. And Argentina has won the World Cup, that is 2022 FIFA World Cup, and this is from 19. The last time they won was in 1978 and 1986. So this is the third time that they have won. Okay, and Lionel Messi has been declared the Football Player of the Year. Yes, and he has gotten an award for that as well. So yes, and I could see some posts saying this is overrated, this is what and what, but I'm happy that my team won and we're getting to Christmas, and that was the end of FIFA World Cup. Now we get to business of Christmas and celebrations, and of course agriculture. In as much as it has rained, make sure, or some areas have rained, others have not received the rain yet. Please make sure that you're tuned here with us, because we tell you everything that is happening in the agricultural sector, everything that is going around, anything new that is coming up, and of course we keep you updated on everything else. And now I can see that we have to just have a little bit, we look at the weather forecast, and this is for today, just to look at how it is going to be like today, and the weather update on your place. If you're traveling home, if you're not yet home, we just want to have a little bit of, we look at the weather and just tell you how it looks like if you're preparing your shamba, if you are ready for your seeds. And remember, last week we were talking about the seed policy, and what surrounds the seed policy, some things you didn't know about the seed policy, that it is a crime to even share, but this law has not yet been enacted. The law is in place, but it has not been enacted, about sharing of seeds, about exchanging of seeds, if your seeds are not registered. So if you want to share your seeds, you have to register them first. So those are just some of the things that are coming up, and I got so many questions from people, and they were asking me, they were telling me that they didn't know that such a law even existed. So yeah, those are some of the things that we got a look at, and that was last week as we were winding up the week, and we just had a look at that and getting to discuss. We had experts who told us the importance of seed and why they want the government to revoke this same law, and this is to ensure that we keep our traditional we keep our traditional methods. And this is where we share seeds. We used to just, you send, please go and give the seeds to your neighbor, give the seeds to your auntie, yeah, and that was just it. So those are some of the things that we looked at. But today I just want to look at the weather forecast, and I can see that in Nairobi County today it's going to be a little bit mostly cloudy, yeah, mostly cloudy, with highs of 16 actually, and it's going to be rising up as well. Right now at 7:37 a.m. it is going to be at 16 degrees Celsius, and that it's a bit cold and windy. For us in Kajiado County, I can say today it's silent, so I cannot know if it is cloudy or windy. It is just silent, but I could feel a little bit of cold when I was coming to work. So yeah, I can say that those are some of just the weather that we are looking at this morning, and we get to see if other areas it is raining. We just want to know. And as we look at it, I can see that in Nairobi, mostly cloudy, but it is going to be sunny as well, with highs of 21 degrees. And I can see, thank you, Mr. Producer, for putting it out there. And in Mombasa County, a little bit of storms as well. It is going to be at 27 degrees Celsius. And this is just in some of the counties that we're getting to sample right here on AFAMA's Media Breakfast Show. And those are just some of the areas. And I can see in Mtito and this is on your way to Mombasa, it is going to be windy as well. Yeah, so some of the areas in Garissa County, it is going to be sunny with highs of 33 degrees Celsius. In Nakuru County, it is going to be a little bit sunny, cloudy as well, with a little bit of rain showers, and it's going to be at 18 degrees Celsius. In Eldoret, cloudy as well, sunny, and little bit of rain showers there, or little rain showers at 24 degrees Celsius. In Thika also cloudy and sunny as well. In Malindi, it is sunny. So yes, if you are there for your holidays, it is sunny all through, with highs of 27 degrees. In Kilifi County, it is going to be highs of 27 degrees, but it is going to be a little bit cloudy. And yes, a little bit cloudy and sunny as well, with highs of 27 degrees Celsius. In Meru County, cloudy and sunny with highs of 19 degrees Celsius. In Bungoma County, cloudy with highs of 22 degrees Celsius. And this is just the weather forecast this morning. And just to look at it, we're looking at the hottest, the coldest, the wettest, and the windiest counties today. And this is just for today. So Malindi is going to be the hottest with 29.2 degrees Celsius. So in as much as right now we are at 27 degrees Celsius, this is set to rise and get to 29.2 degrees Celsius. So Malindi is going to be the hottest. And the coldest is going to be Eldoret with lows of 13.9 degrees Celsius. So Eldoret is going to be the coldest this morning. And the wettest will be Mombasa with 4.4 millimeters of rain. So this is going to be the wettest. And the windiest will be Malindi. So Malindi will be the hottest and the windiest county this morning, with the wind going as fast as 26 kilometers per hour. So that is just the weather forecast this morning. And we are just getting to sample the weather and to know if, when you're traveling, how it looks like. And remember, you can also tell us how it is looking on your end through our social media platforms. That is AFAMAS on Facebook, AFAMAS Media, on Twitter at AFAMAS Media, and this is AFAMAS with a Z. On YouTube, AFAMAS Media, and on Instagram, AFAMAS_media. Please tell us where you're watching us from and we will get to read out your comments right here on our breakfast show. And now just looking at switching gears a little bit and looking at the traffic update, and this is can see that in Mombasa Road we have a little bit of light traffic, and this is in the Athi River area. But just looking at the road, it looks like this morning it is clear. Some people are already in traveling, and they're ready for the travels. And someone was telling me that they have to travel this week before the fares hike. And as I was wondering, are you really sure that you want to go right now? You can also wait for Christmas to be here, but they want to go. They told me that they want to go and start celebrating early. They want to familiarize themselves. And a friend of mine just sent me a picture, and she told me, if you want to come and take photos in my beans in her plantation. Now she has beans and maize. If you want to take a photo in the beans plantation, that is going to be 150. For maize, it is going to be 200. Okay, so that is just her. She was telling me no one should come and tell her that they want to take her maize back to Nairobi when they're coming back. And I found that quite interesting, because she's also charging for the photo shoot where you have to take the photo. So yeah, we have to look at the traffic, that we tell you how the roads look like as you are traveling for the holidays. And I can see looking at the Nairobi Expressway, and this is at when the junction to Haile Selassie Avenue. It is looking good. It is moving swiftly, and this is in Nairobi Expressway. And just looking at Harambee Avenue. There looks like a little bit of traffic there, but it is moving along very well. Just a little bit of traffic there, but it is moving as well. It is not that tight. It is not that held up on Harambee Avenue, on Bunyala Road. And this also, as you connect to the Nairobi Expressway on Bunyala Road, this looks like there is traffic there. In the intersection of Masaba Road and Bunyala Road, there seems to be traffic there. And at the exit of the Nairobi Expressway as well, we have a little bit of snarl up right there. And looking also at the Nairobi Expressway, we can see there's a little bit of traffic that is not moving, and this is in the side of Aerodrome Road, connecting to Baricho Road and Bunyala Road roundabout. There seems to be a traffic right there. Also on Langata Road, as you connect to Lusaka Road, the roundabout, there seems to be a little bit of traffic there, and this is the roundabout to Langata Road and Lusaka Road. There seems to be traffic there. It is not moving as that much. And as we move along and we look at Muhoho Avenue, a little bit of traffic as you connect to the Nairobi Expressway. And in the Nairobi Expressway, and this is both coming to town and going into town and coming from town, there seems to be a little bit of traffic, and this is in bits, in tidbits. It is not the whole expressway, but in small sections of the road, we have some traffic snarl up there, and we have an orange line, and this is in Mombasa Road. This means that there is traffic, but it is slowly moving. The orange line shows it is slowly moving, and this is on Mombasa Road. But we also have a section where it is a red line. A continuous red line shows that the traffic is not really moving at that area. On Southern Bypass, it is all green. This means it is good news on Southern Bypass, because there is no traffic on that end. No traffic as well. And the Nairobi Expressway on Mombasa Road, as you move a little bit down, there is no traffic. Some tidbits of orange line. This means that there seems to be traffic, but it is slowly moving. That is just the traffic update for anyone who's traveling into town or from town. And I understand that from town and into town, it is looking quite busy, because others have already left and for their holidays, and others are starting their journey right now. and this is traveling for the holidays. But please make sure that you drive safely this holiday. Make sure that you are safe to get to enjoy the holiday with your family members. Now, also looking at the Westlands area, and this is in Muthithi Road. There is an interjection there, and this is in Hari Thuku Road. There seems to be traffic there, and also on Ngara Road. And I remember last week we were discussing with Mwakio, and he was telling me that the Koja roundabout seems to be held up every other day, and he was explaining how two roads interject into one. So yeah, so that is why sometimes there seems to be traffic there. Now it seems like all the other areas there is no traffic, but looking at the Pangani area, and this is in Muthaiga Road, there is a continuous red line on that end. There is a really long line, and this is a red line. This is in Thika Road. In Thika Road we have, and this is the Embu Nairobi Highway. The Embu Nairobi Highway, there is a continuous red line, and this shows that there is a lot of traffic on that end. But as you get to Utalii Lane, the traffic eases up a little bit. But on that area, there seems to be a lot of traffic. And this is in Thika Road, and this is Meru Nairobi Highway. And the traffic goes from Utalii Lane up to Ndovu Lane. From that area up to Ndovu Lane, there is a lot of traffic. It is a continuous red line, also at the roundabout of Muthaiga Road. There is a lot of traffic there. Thank you, Mr. Producer, for putting it on the screen. And as you can see, also on Kiambu Road, there seems to be a lot of traffic as well. And this is as you connect up to Kiambu Wambui Road, and this is in Kiambu Road. The interjection to Wambui Road, there is traffic there as well. And this is in Meru Nairobi Highway. Now you can tell us how your roads look like, where you're traveling at. How are the roads? Are there incidents or accidents? Please let us know, and we will get to mention them right here on Afama's Media Breakfast Show. And anything else that is coming up on our roads, we'll get to sample them as well. Now remember, you can tell us through our social media platforms. That is on Facebook, Afama's Media, on Twitter, on Facebook, Afama's Media, on YouTube, Afama's Media, on Twitter, Afama's with a Z, at Afama's Media, and on Instagram, Afama's_media. And just to have some of the comments that are coming in, we have Tony who's telling us that on Thika Road, on your way to Githurai outbound, there is heavy traffic. And we have Mike here who's already tired of the traffic at Thika Road, and he's saying that he should buy a chopper and fly to wherever he's going, and that is from Mike. And we also have someone else here who's on our Twitter handle at Rodium, and he's saying that motorists joining Thika Road from Kiambu Road are treated same as motorists joining link roads from the Mombasa Malindi Highway. And he's just showing that he's already tired of the traffic at Thika Highway. And we have Kibachio who's telling us that there's an accident on Thika Road past Kasarani outbound. It is a light truck and a small car that has been involved, and now that explains why we have a little bit of traffic on Thika Road. There has been an accident just past Kasarani outbound. A light truck and a small car have been involved, so that is why. And we wish that we hope that there are any casualties on that area as well. And we just having a look at the traffic. And also someone else was telling us that there's heavy traffic on Manyancha Road. So that is what is happening on our roads. If there are any accidents or incidents on your end, please let us know right here, and we will get to sample them right here on Afama's Media Breakfast Show. Now, moving on swiftly, and we get to look at the happenings of last week and what is happening currently. I remember that we last week we had we were told that, or there was a news update that the government has allowed the importation of 9,000 bags of maize and 600,000 bags of rice that will get into the country, and this will be in a bid to close the gap of hunger, or close the gap temporarily of lack of food. And this is from the prolonged rain, inadequate rain, prolonged drought. Yeah, and as I was walking along, I could see that some of the cows, the cattle, have already started fattening a little bit. There was a little bit of rain, so right now they have started fattening a little bit, and this is from the short rains, and now we have availability of food. So yeah, it is getting better day by day. It is getting better day by day, and it is about that time that we look at just some of the happenings, what is happening in our agricultural sector. Now remember, we are here to keep you informed on anything that is new, anything that is trending right here, and this is in the agricultural sector. Now we have the cabinet secretary for agriculture, livestock and agriculture, and this is Mr. Mithika Linturi. He attended the 5th Special Intergovernmental Forum on Agriculture, and this was held at Windsor Hotel. And this was a meeting that, or a forum that was meant to deliberate on ways to improving the country's food security and through major reforms in the agricultural sector. Now, the forum brought together the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development and the Ministry of Mining, the Ministry of Mining, Maritime and Blue Economy, and also the Council of Governors and the development partners and the agriculture sector network. All these people were present in that meeting, and they developed an action plan. And this action plan was meant to transform the agriculture through close intergovernmental relations and budget increase to the agriculture sector. And this, I can say, is all good news. This is all good news, because if more money is going to be injected in the agriculture sector, then this means that we're going to have better seeds, we're going to have better fertilizer, we're going to have more productivity, and this is in the agriculture sector, and because it is dependent on that for the export, and this is in tea, coffee, cotton and leather. Those are some of the greatest importers. And remember, we told you that Kenya was named the highest exporter of avocado. So yes, more money injected into that sector. That is good news to the farmers, and the small scale farmers and the large scale farmers as well. Now we also have the introduction of large scale irrigation and access to subsidized fertilizer to farmers, and among so many other things that were mentioned in that 5th meeting that was held at Windsor Hotel, and it was attended by different sectors that do contribute to the agricultural sector. That is good news. That is good news all the way. And also just looking again at some of the happenings as well on our agricultural sector, and looking at what is happening. We have Tanzania will host the AGRF 2023 summit. This is good news as well, and it is going to host Africa's Food System Forum. Africa's Food System Forum is going to be held in Tanzania, and Tanzania is going to be the host, and this is in next year, and we'll get to look at the biodiversity and what brings us together as East African countries. And it is going to be good because you get to sample the foods and the seeds and how to provide food security for our African region. So this is good news, and of course we'll keep you updated on that if you would wish to attend that specific forum. And again, good news as well, and we get to look at again at what is happening. And we have pesticides are highly effective at controlling locusts but can create environmental and human health risks. And this is according to how Somali, it is just a story on how Somali is using biopesticides to win against desert locusts. And mentioning of desert locusts, I hope you remember how they brought chaos into Kenya, and we could see people with drums and they were just beating on anything they could find to chase the locusts away, because they would eat up a whole farm in a few minutes, and they brought about so many loss of food, because they could eat up, and if someone was not able to control them. So this is good, and we can borrow also from that how Somalia is using biopesticides to win against desert locusts. So yes, that is something also we can look at. And we have Kenya, through the Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service, officially launched the use of EFITO, and this is the electronic system of facilitating the export of plants and plant produce, and this was introduced just last week. And this is good news even for what we're going to be discussing on the next segment, and this is about automation in agriculture. So yes, is it the future? And the question we're asking today is, automation in agriculture is the future. Do you agree with that? And we'll get to look at that, and we'll get to look at also the robotics and everything else, and artificial intelligence. We're going to be looking at all that, and we can see it has already started right here in Kenya with that simple part of the news. And again, what is happening is that the Uasin Gishu County seeks to overcome the constraints of the dairy sector by encouraging farmers to come together and deliver their milk as a group. This means that they will going to be give out more milk, and this is acting collectively as a team in terms of giving the produce, and this will ensure that they get more money and they give out more milk as a team. And good news as well, and this is in terms of seeds, and to ensure that there is no fabrication of seeds or counterfeit seeds that are being brought into the country. There has been a move to ensure that they are using sticker labels on seeds, and this is going to ensure that to help with counterfeit seeds. And this has been a challenge in Kenya, counterfeit seeds that are being used. And with a sticker, you're going to ensure to just look at which seed is genuine and which seed is counterfeit. So it's a sticker, you get to scratch it, scan it, and you have to just check and send the code, so you'll be able to know if the seed you're using is counterfeit or is it good seed for farming. And counterfeit seed has been a problem that has been in a country for a while, and that is what is happening, and we'll get to tell you more on what is happening in the agriculture sector right here on AFAMA's Media. And on that note, I'll just like to mention, now that we have food storage and when we get to the harvesting and planting as well, it is important to note that we are running a campaign. And now the campaign that we're running is to sensitize people, and we're running this campaign in conjunction with Markup. And this Markup campaign was introduced by the European Union, or the EU, and it was actualized by Markup. And we are running that campaign as well. And this is to sensitize farmers on aflatoxins, the primary source of aflatoxins, and what causes aflatoxins, and how to prevent aflatoxins, and how to know if your soil has aflatoxins, because the primary source of aflatoxin is the soil, and it affects even the plants, and this is groundnuts and all the products that are derived from groundnuts, as well as maize. And the carcinogens that are found in aflatoxins can actually cause liver cancer. And this is information that you need to know. Very vital information, very important information. And this information, you can get it on the Markup UNIDO website. And also our website will be running those campaigns as well on our website. And that is www.markup.org. www.afamerswithaz.com, www.afamerswithaz.com, and the Markup Unido website. You need to visit that website. It is very, very important for you as a farmer to visit that website to get to learn more about aflatoxins. Now, it is about that time that I take a short breather, but I will be back with more on what is happening, as well as the other segment where we get to look at the trends and our topic of discussion right here on AFAMAS Media. Stay tuned.
Drip irrigation is a type of micro-irrigation system, or sometimes called trickle irrigation, that has potential to save water and nutrients by allowing water to drip slowly to the roots of plants, either from above the soil surface or buried below the surface from a system of small diameter plastic pipes fitted with outlets called emitters or drippers. The emitters slowly drip water into the soil at the root zone, therefore moisture levels are kept at optimum range, thus improving plant productivity. You can grow different crops using drip irrigation, be it tomatoes, spinach, skuma wiki, beetroots, celery, and many more crops will thrive using drip irrigation method. Drip irrigation is especially beneficial as it provides better plant health, less waste, reduced risk of diseases, money saving, weed control, and saves time. Drip irrigation is the most efficient water and nutrient delivery system for growing crops.
Media Breakfast Show, and we are back after the short breather, and now we were looking at what is happening in our country. And again, the Agriculture Ministry commissioned a new effluent treatment plant, and this plant is going to be a beneficial to the all the people who are in the livestock industry. And this was commissioned in Embakasi headquarters, and this is in Nairobi. And now the Agriculture Cabinet Secretary said the new plant supported DTRA and will go a long way in promoting environmental management during production. Now, the new plant will ensure that there is all liquid waste generated in the vaccine production facility is well treated, including stabilizing the pH before it is discharged to the normal sewer line. Okay, and this is in terms of the Kenya Veterinary Vaccines Production Institute. The Kenya Veterinary Vaccines Production Institute, and this is going to ensure that the sewer line is well maintained, and this is in terms of waste management. All the waste that is coming in from this production of the vaccines or the veterinary vaccines is going to be reduced, and this is a good move because this is a move to ensure that all the waste, or we observe the waste management skills so that no waste is let out into our systems, affecting the soil, affecting the people living around us there as well, and pollution of the environment. So this is a good move. And the institution will be used for benchmarking on modern effluent treatment systems for industrial bio-waste in the region. This is quite good because having an institution that is going to be used for the benchmark is good. This shows that we are ready as a country and we are geared to what the Cabinet Secretary of Agriculture had said. And he said that in the next 5 years, he's going to ensure that there is a difference in the agriculture sector and right here in Kenya with more of implementation of land under irrigation and high productivity as well. And this is in land under irrigation, and this is why you saw that we are being encouraged to move from rain-fed agriculture to agriculture under irrigation. And this is so that we ensure high productivity and food security. So in the next 5 years, we're going to have more development in Kenya in the agricultural sector to ensure that we reach our maximum. We maximize all our production in agriculture to ensure that we have good food, we have enough food, so that at some point we can be a self-sufficient country. And that is the question I like asking most of the guests. Are we a self-sufficient country? Can we be a self-sufficient country? And the answer I get most of the time is yes, because we have good food, we have good soils, we have also arable land. We have a lot of arable land that is available in our country. So this shows that we can just have good food and we can have enough food for everyone. So those are just some of the news that are coming in our desk this morning. But now, shifting gears and looking at our topic of discussion this morning. And today we're going to look at automation of agriculture. Automation of agriculture. And this comes in from robotics, drones for agriculture. And all that is available in, we're going to discuss it and get to understand what is it about automation. What do we talk about when we say about automation of agriculture? Those are just some of the things that we need to understand as farmers, and also for the people who are implementing these rules for agriculture. Are we going to use the automation? And if it is automation, what do we get for that? What are the policies behind it? What do we need to know as farmers? What do we need to know before we invest in automation agriculture? And the question we're asking this morning is, automation agriculture is the future. Do you agree with this? So it is a yes or no, but you also tell us your comments, or rather you tell us why you think it is not the future, or why you think it is the future, and which way we should go. And you can tell us through our social media platform, and this is on Facebook, Afarmers Media, on YouTube, Afarmers Media, and on Twitter at Afarmers Media. This is Afarmers with a Z on Twitter, and on Instagram, Afarmers with a Z _media. And I can say it is popping at the bottom of your screen, where you can tell us all your comments and your questions, and we will get them answered right here on Afarmers Media Breakfast Show. Now, just to start a little bit on this, is that the main goal of agricultural robots is the automation of field activities, and these field activities, they come from meaning saving farmers a time. This is a dull task when farmers have to go weeding, and they have to go, and these are just the regular tasks: weeding, irrigation, so that they could focus on the more important work. So yes, so those are just some of the things that this is meant to have. This is from harvesting. We have some robotics that are used for harvesting, and they do better harvest as compared to human beings. Yeah, and this is the human workforce. They do better in harvesting because it is a little bit more productivity. There is little waste of the product that is being harvested. And just as we were reading before, even the KEFIS has implemented the electronic way of dealing with the exportation, and this is in terms of avocado. And we were told that we are the greatest. We just learned that we are the greatest, we are the largest exporter of avocado. So the introduction of this EFITO, it is called EFITO, introduction of the EFITO in this sector is good thing, because it is going to ensure that the product that we are exporting as a country is good. So yes, you see, even in Kenya, we have already started implementing the automation of agriculture. Now, we have different robotics for different workforce. We have robotics that are used for harvesting. We have robotics that are used for seeding. We have robotics that are used for weed control, tilling, and chemical applications. And this is I'm just mentioning a little bit of them as well. That is not all of them. Now, besides the use of software and hardware complexes for the replacing drivers and on these agricultural devices, we also have devices like the tractors. They are automated tractors as well that can be used for more precise land cultivation. We have automated tractors, and I remember a friend of mine was asking me where she can get the automated tractor, and I told her that we have some in Canada, and I'll probably take her to Canada so that she goes and sees if she can bring one to Kenya and she can use it for land cultivation in her land. And we have the world agriculture slowly moves to automated farming, and this is based on the widespread use of mobile and stationary robots. So you see now this move from use of stationary robots is influencing the agricultural sector. So there is a move from the robots to, from other devices that we use, mobile and stationary robots, and they are being used now in agriculture. So even the agriculture is trending in terms of modernization, innovation, technology, modern technology, and the use of modern technology. And this also comes from the Internet of Things. And these are the devices that we use, the sensors that can tell the weather forecast. We have the sensors that can be used for irrigation and chemical applications. They can be set at a time, and they can release the specific amount of pesticides and fertilizers as well. And this is where I wish that Mwakio was here to get to tell us, because last time we stopped at a point. We didn't finish looking at the Internet of Things, and we got to learn a lot right here. And this is to ensure that we are also in the trend with the new trends in agriculture and the automation. So the question we are asking today is, automation of agriculture is the future. Do you agree with this statement or not? If you do, please tell us the reason that you do. If you do not, also, we would like to know if you do not agree with that as well. And all this on our social media platform. And remember, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can get to comment there just below the comment section, and we'll get to sample all of your comments right here on AFAMA's Media. And looking at the time, it is now 8:16 a.m. And I know everyone has already switched gears and we are in Christmas mode. But I'd just like to thank you so much for choosing this breakfast show and to be here with us, as well as we get to discuss about the automation of agriculture. Automation of agriculture, not the traditional way you were used to it, not the tedious tilling process, not the tedious cultivation, the weeding part, all that we get to discuss it on the automation of agriculture. And we have some of the prominent, and by prominent I mean the most of the major tasks that are tasked with the robots, agricultural robots. We have monitoring and forecasting. Monitoring and forecasting, we have production cost reduction. And production cost reduction means that the robots will work at a time. So if it is harvesting, this robot can harvest a certain time of a certain amount of plants within a specific time. So this means that there is a reduction of cost, and this is in human force. Because if you compare how much harvest can be done by human beings as compared to one robot, this means that the automated robot is going to produce more or give in more harvest. Now, unless the human workforce is increased to reach the amount that a robot can harvest. So this means it is good as well it is bad. And this is where I get to ask you the question, do you agree that automated agriculture is the future? Because remember, we also have people who depend on that. They are the workforce that comes in with harvesting, that comes in with land cultivation, that comes in with tillage. So that is why we are asking that question. I would really, 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 really love to know what your view is on this. We also have activities like precision and quality improvement. All this, they are characterized by the automation in agriculture. And this is just in the automated agriculture. So that is why we're asking the question. I would like to know that, and I'm moving on to just look at some of the comments that are coming in, some of the statements that are coming in about the automation of agriculture. From my point of view, it has its pros and cons, and I'll get to tell you where I stand at the end of the show. I'll get to tell you where I stand. But right now, I just want to pick your brain and get to understand all that as we get to continue learning about the automation of agriculture. Automation of agriculture. And this reminds me of something that I was watching as I got to look at the automation of agriculture. And I saw a plant, or rather a robot that could uproot a tree, even up to the roots. So this means that even the soil that is in the root system, or the roots are not being cut. So it looks like a hand somehow. And it just uproots all the roots. It gets to where the roots are, and it uproots the roots plus some of the soil. So this means that you don't need to cut down trees anymore. You just need that robot to uproot the whole tree and plant it in another different hole. So this means if you just transferring your tree, you don't have to cut it down. If you want to put something else where the tree is, you just need to transfer it to another area. And it looks just as fine. It will grow just as fine. Now imagine that if we implement that and we do not have to cut trees. Even where we have a place where a road has to be constructed here, because looking back and looking at what has caused even some of the climate change and the lack of rain as well, it is cutting down of trees. Human activities, cutting down of trees. And how long it takes for that tree to grow up again. Imagine cutting down a tree that has been there for 10, 15 years. How long is it going to take that tree to get to that size again? And the advantages that came in with the tree. So having this robot will help us not cut down trees. Having this type of robot will ensure that our trees are conserved, because it gets to a point where we will be fighting for the little oxygen. We'll get to fight for just even the shadow of the tree, because in other areas it is just flat. There is no rain. And this comes into the rain seasons. It has become unpredictable. A while back we used to predict the rain. It is going to rain in April. In December we'll have short rains. We'll have long rains at this time of the year. But right now it is unpredictable, and this is because of the human activities. Now imagine if we had this robot to help us in the tree transfer process. In the tree transfer process, where we do not have to cut down trees, we do not have to injure our environment. Just amazing. And this is just a thought, because I was looking at it and it was quite amazing how this agricultural robotics, what they can do. It is quite interesting. But I would just like to hear your thoughts first, and get to sample them right here on our show right here this morning, as we look at that as well, and continuing looking at our topic of discussion. And this is automation in agriculture at 8:22 a.m. And for anyone who's joining us, welcome. And we're talking about automation of agriculture. And this is a Farmer's Breakfast Show, and thank you for choosing us this morning. And we are continuing looking at this automation, how they are helpful to us. And drones also, drones for agriculture. How are they advantageous to us? What can they do? What can they not do? Because all this robotics, it gets to a point where they can work to a certain level. But after that level, now we inject the human force, or rather we inject now the human task force. So at what level do they reach, and what do they do, what do they not do? All these things we get to understand right here on this breakfast show, as we get to continue looking at our topic of discussion. Now, I know it is the week before Christmas. Now next week is Christmas, and I know you're looking forward to a place where you could have your Christmas holiday, where you could enjoy your holiday. And that place, I would like to tell you, is none other than the Athi Holiday Resort. The Athi Holiday Resort has luxurious rooms. It has a good ambient climate, and the good ambience where you can get to enjoy your holiday. It is a home away from home. And the good news is, if you are watching us right now and you get to make a reservation, then you will get a 10% discount. That is the good news about it. And it is good. It has good stable internet connection, and that is Wi-Fi. We have conference rooms. We have luxurious rooms where you can relax. We have swimming pools as well. We have a safe place where your children can play. So all this is found in Athi Holiday Resort. If you'd like to make a reservation, there is a pop-up on your screen right now. You get the number, visit the website, make a reservation, and you will get a 10% discount. Please get the number, get calling to enjoy your holidays even more. Now make a reservation right now, because it is the week before Christmas, so that on Christmas Day you are already there. You get to enjoy the drinks, you get to enjoy the weather, the climate, the ambience. It is amazing. It is top notch. Okay, that is all that I can say for now. Get the number, get calling, and once you finish your holiday, you can tell us how your experience was. And this is on our social media platform, on our website. Please visit our website after your holiday and tell us, how was your experience? Tell us about your experience, so that we get to also send more people there and get more people to go there for the holidays, because this is the home away from home. And this is in Athi Holiday Resort. Now please get the number. There's a pop-up on your screen. Get the number, get calling, get a reservation for your holiday, and get that 10% discount courtesy of a Farmers Media. Imagine that. We love you that much, and we would want you to enjoy your holiday that much. That is how much we love you. Giving you a 10%, you will get a 10% discount courtesy of a Farmers Media. That is good news, and that is a home away from home to enjoy your Christmas holiday. See you after the short break. I just like to take a sip of coffee, get more rejuvenated, and we continue with automation in agriculture. See you after the break.
Hello, my name is Sheila Uchuboju. I'm the Executive Director of the Alliance for Science, and you're watching A Farmers Media. Sam Aganon.
Welcome back to a Farmers Media Breakfast Show, and we are continuing with the discussion, and this is where we're talking about automation in agriculture, and we're getting to understand this, and that is why we're asking you the question: automation in agriculture, is this the future? Is automation in agriculture the future? Yes or no? If it is a yes, please tell us why you think it's a yes. If it's a no, please also tell us why you think it is a no. And this you can only do on our social media platform, on Facebook, A Farmers Media, on YouTube, A Farmers Media, on Twitter at A Farmers Media, and on Instagram, A Farmers_media. Now, looking at the automation and getting to understand all this. And this is in terms of also the policies that come with it. And we have also the drones. And in the drones, we see that sometimes the drones in agriculture, they can be used to monitor large-scale farms, and also know if the plants are doing well. And also in terms of irrigation and pest infestation as well as other animal infestation. And this is good, especially in Kenya. And just imagine having this, because sometimes we have the wildlife crossing into where farmers are or where people live, and for example the elephants. And I'm saying elephants because I know that elephants are prone in our area, because we're closer to the Tsavo. Yes, where I come from, we are very close to the Tsavo. So sometimes we have the elephants just coming into our farms and eating all the maize. So you find that by 6 p.m. we've already left the shamba. We're already at home. And this reminds me of a story that I have to tell you. There was a time, and this is last year around April. Yes, around April. We were at the shamba, and we were just harvesting the maize. So what happens is we cut down the maize and we put it in piles. So now from the piles we get to remove the maize cobs. And the maize cobs, then we throw them aside, then we leave the stalks just there. Then we transfer the stalks to another area where it will be used for cattle now. So it was just during the day, and the elephants decided we are hungry and we are coming right now. So my mom she was running because her grandchildren were also in the shamba, and we used to say it perambulates. So it makes the sound, and once it was there, I literally hid inside the maize stalks because they're in a tree and they've been arranged to make something that looks like a hut. So I hid myself inside there and I could not move. And can you imagine that the elephant just passed by there? And I could imagine now, later on I was imagining, because I could not manage to run back to the house. And everyone else had locked themselves inside the house. So anyone who was near a maize, where we put the maize stalks, what they had to do is what I did. Get inside the maize stalks and stay there silent. Now, the other painful bit is the maize stalks, the maize, especially the leaves of the maize, they literally cut you. So it is itchy, and they scratch you and cut you, and you're also afraid of the elephant. So it was 4 pains in one, but I had to sustain it just because of the elephant. So imagine having drones that can detect that the elephants have gotten into the people side, or the rural area where their plantations are. So this is to notify the respective authority to take action immediately, because if that is not done, then you have to wait for a while, then the chopper comes, then they carry the elephant, then they have to tame it, I don't know how. So see, that is a long process. So if we have, and that is why last week I was saying I need the robot, because if the robot is there, let the elephant kick the robot, as long as I will not be close to the elephant. Let the robot be kicked, then we'll know what to do, because it will not, even if it dies, well, that is better. Okay, I'm not saying it is good, but I'm just saying, that is better compared to me. I don't want to be in that situation anymore. That is why last week I was saying I wish I got the robot, the one for harvesting, the one for doing the cultivation and the weeding. If that robot is there, I'm good to go. Then I will live, and I will not be afraid of the elephants anymore, because that is something that happens a lot. So with the automation in agriculture, the drones, they will help in knowing if there is animal infestation in the farms and maybe report or give out a sensor to the respective authority and know how to deal with that. That is very swift. That is better than relying on human information where we have to go and report somewhere so that the respective authority can come in and take action. I mean, just look at it from my end and probably give me an answer on the question that we are asking. Is automation in agriculture the future? If yes, please tell us why. And if no, please also tell us why you think it is a no. And this is just looking at the automation in agriculture. And continuing with that, we also see that automation in agriculture is also helpful. And we remember we started up with the harvesting, we started with the cultivation, and we went on and just looked at all the other things that come with it. And we looked at cultivation, we looked at weeding, we looked at chemical application. And I remember last week Mwakio was telling me that if a drone is supposed to dispense a certain amount of pesticide, it will dispense the exact amount of pesticide. So in this case, it's not like us human beings, where you measure with your eyes. Unapima pesticide na macho. You do not even read. Yes, you have probably read the label, but again, you do not measure. So you have read the label. You have seen that you're supposed to put maybe 20 milligrams to 1 liter of water or 2 liters of water. But then you do not even measure the milligrams. You just measure the milligrams with your eyes. So if it is a drone that is doing that, then it dispenses the exact amount. So if it is supposed to dispense this amount at this specific time, it is going to do exactly that. So yeah, those are just some of the advantages and the precision that comes with it. And this is good because this also influences the precision agriculture, which also leads to high productivity, high crop yield, better land use, and all this comes with the farm management. And just to mention that focusing on farm management, whether it is a small farm or a large farm, a farm is a farm, and it is very important to manage that farm. And that is why we're just discussing about the robotics in agriculture, or the automation in agriculture in terms of management. It manages the farm well, yes, because if you use the correct amount of pesticides and herbicides, this means that for the same piece of land, you could use it to do something else. You can manage your farm even if you're far away. You'll be able to look at how your plants are doing. So all this, good for farm management. I don't know, what do you think about that? So monitoring and forecasting. So this is in terms of monitoring plants. And good example, Mwakio told us that he's doing exactly that. He's monitoring his plants while he's away, just through the mobile, because there are sensors that are used to monitor the plants. Imagine that. And forecasting. Forecasting is looking at the weather, looking at the humidity, looking at the sun. How is the atmosphere going to be? Is it going to be a little bit sunny? So if this does that, then you as a farmer, you know what to do. Then we have the activities of precision and quality improvement. We have the minimization of food production and the impact on the environment. The impact on the environment is excess use of fertilizers, excess use of pesticides, excess use of herbicides, and all this, they make the soil acidic. Now, the acidity in the soil also, in turn, it shows off in the plants that we plant. Again, if there's more acid in the soil, then this means less crop yield. This means less productivity. So all this can be used for farm management. Now, there's also good in support of medium and small agricultural businesses. Farm management again. So the small ones and the large scale. So small scale and large scale, good for farm management. We also have increased food safety. This is in terms of the chemicals, the chemical herbicides and pesticides as well. and we also have the ability to use agricultural robots in any weather and any time of the day. Yeah, and this takes me back to the story I told you about the elephants. Any weather and any time of the day. So yes, if it is used in robotics, this means that there is safety for both the person that is supposed to be on the field and the agricultural methods, because sometimes human beings are the largest cause. And remember last week when we were discussing climate change, we identified that, this is from the interview that we had, that we as human beings are the greatest cause of climate change. So to revert this, we also need to start implementing things that will help us in doing that. Now, this brings in the question that is the elephant in the room. What are the policies behind this? And what are the rules and the regulations? What do you need to have as a farmer to be able to use a robotic? And this is an agricultural robotic in your farm. This is something we are going to be looking at also, getting to discuss it as well. And these are the policies, what are the rules? What are the rules of engagement for you to have a robotic in your farm, or rather to have one? Because looking back a little bit, we also see that the expenses, and this is in terms of just understanding what needs to be done, what needs not to be done, and what you need to change for you to have that as well. And these are some of the rules and regulations and the policies that are there. All this in automation in agriculture, in understanding if this is the future. So if this is the future, and the government has said that they want to inject more money into agriculture in terms of production, because remember, we need to raise the GDP that is currently at 7% to 20% by 2030. And agriculture contributes almost 80% of this. 80% is quite a huge number for contribution. And for us to rise to that level, there are some things that we need to do and some other things that we need to stop doing. And this is in terms of agriculture, in production of tea, in production of coffee, in production of cotton, leather, and the export of avocado, because we are enjoying to be the largest exporter of avocado, because we export 15% of that. So yes, those are things that we need to understand. We need to understand and know the pros and cons. Even before we do that, we just need to know the pros and the cons. What are we doing right? What do we need to do? What have we done that we need to stop doing? All this we get to understand, and the policies, and also implement that in the automation of agriculture. And just to mention also the blue economy, which is also contributing a lot. And when we talk about the automation in agriculture, remember also the mining sector, because the mining sector also contributes a lot to agriculture. And this is also an organization that was present in the 5th conference that was held at Windsor Hotel last week, to just empower and discuss the biodiversity and the improvement of agriculture. All this, imagine all this, we get to look at that, and we need to know the requirements for having that, the policies behind having the automation in agriculture. All this, we get to look at them and also wind up on our discussion as we get to the next segment, and that will be the new trends in agriculture. And the new trends will discuss what has changed in agriculture, some of the counties, they are experiencing, what is different then and what they're doing now. And just a pointer, we have also some other counties, for example, Kiambu County, that has decided they're going to have increase more of the production of coffee for export. And they're going to come up with a brand that is going to sell internationally. That is just one of them. That is just one of the trends. So after this break, I'll come back and we'll get to discuss and wind up on the automation in agriculture as you get to answer my question. And the question I'm asking today is Is automation in agriculture the future? If yes, please tell us why. And if no, please let us know why you think it is not. So those are just some of the things we'll be looking at, and we wind up the discussion and get to the agricultural trends. See you after the breather.
Farmers is the home of Africa Farmers Club, and by extension, African farmers. The whole idea behind Farmers is to transform the image of an African farmer from a producer into an entrepreneur, somebody who actually does not think about how to produce onions, but how much is going to be used to produce onions, and so that way then they can be able to transform their vision, they can be able to look at their farms as businesses, and they can be able to know when to engage with the market. What we have done is that we have developed a hub where farmers bring their information, bring their questions, their challenges, and other farmers are there to come out and help. Facebook has not just been instrumental, Facebook has been a working partner for myself as well. And Facebook has actually transformed the way we relate, an open platform. My background is in tech, and I know you cannot build a platform that can reach out to so many people. Initially, it was just a few farmers in 2 counties, Machakos County and Kajiado counties, but now it has transformed. We have a stronger membership from Nigeria and Zambia than even Kenya itself, And the reason behind this is the messages I get from different farmers across Africa. And then something interesting came to my mind, and I thought about using the camera. Every time I visited farmers, I would be able to post in the community, in the group, in my own profile, and just share the story of the farmer that I visited. And then I asked myself, why wouldn't I get this information, develop it in a way that other people can be able to benefit? If we go for a training, how do we capture that so that those who are not, the farmers who are not able to come for that training can still benefit? And hence the birth of Farmers Media. Our mission as an organization is to help farmers, African farmers, to attain knowledge and grow profits.
This is a Farmers Media.
A Farmers Media.
We tell you the stories of African farmers.
Welcome back, and we are looking at automation in agriculture, and this is a Farmers Media Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for choosing to be here with us this morning, as it is the week before Christmas. I know everyone is already in the Christmas mood, and of course we are here to get to discuss with you, engage with you, and understand about the automation in agriculture and everything else that is trending in the agricultural sector. Now we're winding up on looking at the automation in agriculture, and just to have something that has come here, and this is from a student who is in the Technical University of Mombasa and pursuing engineering in robotics. And he's just trying to understand that, and he's saying that innovation is essential in any sector and currently more relevant in agriculture than ever before. Now, embracing new technology like robotics, machine learning, and computer vision will be a key factor in the changing face of agriculture, not only in Kenya, but in the world. And this is worldwide. And this is just trying to understand how agriculture is going to shape at the forefront. Agriculture, in conjunction with innovation and modern technology, is going to change the face of agriculture and also in turn the face of Kenya. And this coming from a student who's pursuing the engineering course in Technical University of Mombasa is quite good. this is just some of the good news that is coming in. And we have someone else here, and this is from Grace. And Grace is saying, in as much as agriculture and robotics, and there is a segment for that in the country, how is the government ready to deal with the changing times and the technologies that will be changing in the country? So yes, there is a segment for that, and that was implemented in 2019. And this is also in terms of managing the robots, and there is a clause on that. But again, how are we ready to deal with the changing times in agriculture? So that is something that is food for thought, as I would like to call it. That is food for thought. And just get to understand what is different, what is supposed to be done differently. How can we implement that as well as a country? What are the policies behind that? So all this we need to understand when it comes to the automation in agriculture. So yes, there is automation, but again, we need to understand to what level do we go with the automation, because clearly it is a good move, and it is good because it is, I was get to just looking at it. Imagine from the weeding, from the seeding, from the chemical application of the plant, all this is good news that is in automation in agriculture. Good news on all ends as well. And just looking at another comment here that is saying, good morning, Christine, and I am watching you from Sultan. Wow. And this is from Florence Mikali. Thank you so much, Florence, for watching us this morning. And this is welcome. I know. I am waiting for the charges for taking a photo in the maize plantation. You told me it is 200 Kenya shillings. I will pay. But that depends. You send first a photo. I see. If the maize are doing very well, then I will take a photo and pay you. If not, then that will be a discussion that we'll have after the show. And this is just looking at the robotic process automation right here in Kenya, and we are just looking at that, and we have some of the things, and those are the policies that you need to have that and to be able to use it. Is it good for the environment? And you need to involve different entities right here to know if the robotic that you're using is good and safe for the environment as well. All this is good so that we determine, so that we have a safe future, not only for us as the farmers, and for we ensure that we ensure that we follow the rules. And these are the policies that are put in place for owning a robotic, and for the controlling of the same robotic, whether for small scale production or for large scale production right here in Kenya, because it is changing times. And I would just like to concur with the student from Technical University of Mombasa that yes, agriculture is changing, and with the invention of and the innovation of the automation in agriculture, robotics, then agriculture is going to be a force to reckon with, because we'll have more production, we'll have less human effect, we'll have less climate change. Remember, from the climate, from the tree transfer robotic I told you about, I was watching, all that good for climate change, good for ensuring that we do not cut down our trees anymore. And now that is just what we were asking, and some of the questions and the answers that I have gotten from the question that I had asked as we started the discussion, and that was, is automation in agriculture the future? If yes, you have told us some of the answers, and from that student he said yes, automation in agriculture is the future. And if no, please tell us why you think it is a no. And on that note, we'd like to get into another segment, and this is in looking at just the trends. What is trending? The new trends. Are there new trends? Anything that is new, anything that affects us in the agricultural sector. And we get to look at, I was telling you before the break about the company, and this is in Kiambu County. In Kiambu County, they have decided to come up with a brand, and this is in terms of coffee, and they want to make the brand worldwide. So they're just not focusing on the local anymore. They want to take it a notch higher. They want to take it a notch higher, and they want the brand to move to the international level. And this has seen the increase in production of coffee in Kiambu County. Yeah, so that is one. That is good news, and that is something that is trending right here in agriculture. That is good news coming from our end, and that is a new trend, and that is quite good. And also in Uasin Gishu County, we have the increase in indigenous seed planting, and this is looking at the biodiversity. So biodiversification in terms of indigenous seed planting, indigenous vegetable planting, all this is a new trend, because this shows that the farmers are not going to use only what grows very well in their area, but they're not going to biodiversify. And then they're going to try and grow other plants that are grown in other counties, but grow them in Uasin Gishu County. And this will see high productivity, this will see good crop yield, and the biodiversification of all the plants in that area. And this is in Uasin Gishu County. And those are just some of the trends that are coming in, and we're getting to look at them right here on Breakfast, our Farmers Media Breakfast Show. And thank you so much for anyone who's joining us right now. You are not that late. You're still in time, on time, because we are still here, and we will be here up until 10 a.m. And we'll be telling you about the new trends. We'll be telling you about anything that is upcoming, and anything else that you need to know right here on a Farmers Media Breakfast Show. And now another trend is, yes, and this is interesting for me. Imagine using electronics to measure or to check at the productivity of avocado. And this is in terms of the quality. This is in terms of how are we exporting it. All this. Imagine all this. And Nandi farmers also. This is another new trend. And I'm looking at from Kenya, and we're going up and up. We're looking at what is trending, what is not, all the new things that are coming in. And we have Nandi farmers have been asked to diversify the grow of avocado. This is also another thing that is trending as well, as we get to look at all that. And the diversity in avocado farming as an alternative source of income. And they have been told to change and diversify into avocado farming. Now, imagine us being an exporter, and we have other counties that are coming in and bringing in more produce. All this geared up to increasing the GDP from 4%, from 7%, the current 7% to 20% by 2030. And this is a good trend, and that is why we just get to look at it and applaud them for that. And this is quite good, and also in conservation of the environment and biodiversification. And again, we have the production, promotion and production of indigenous vegetables. Different and very good as well, interesting as well. And this is in Uasin Gishu County. And we have also intergovernmental organizations, and this is going to work hand in hand, inject more money into agriculture, or in a bid to ensure higher productivity, ensure high crop yield, ensure food security right here in Kenya. And we have had for a long while, we've had the issue with privatization of sugar, all the politics that mills around the sugar production companies and all that. And we have the Kisumu County Governor, and this is Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, who called on the national government to prioritize privatizing state-owned sugar companies to enhance their performance and increase profitability. Now, what this could mean is that once it is privatized, then at this point it is going to have so much better, because if it is not in the government anymore. Because I remember last week when we had a guest from a Seed Savers Network, and he was explaining to us how locals do not understand, or the local farmers do not understand the need for the shares that they have. And someone will come and tell them that you need to give me your shares, because in as much as you have 20,000 shares, these shares are not going to help you anymore. So the farmer gives out the shares, but apparently the shares that he has given out are very good and advantageous to the farmer. But the farmer is not going to realize that up until they have already given out their shares. And this is where the politics comes in. The farmer is not going to benefit from that. So the privatization of the sugar farms, for me, from where I sit or stand, this is the right way to go. Because with the privatization, this means that the sugar companies will be private and they will help the farmers, educate the farmers. Everything goes down to education. Even with the automation of agriculture, all these things, they go down and they boil down to education and sensitization. And that is why I am sitting right here on this end and you're on that end watching me, because that is where we sensitize. Remember, we just connect, we learn, and we grow together. All these things come hand in hand to helping you. As I sit on this end and you are on that end watching me, that is what we do. We sensitize all the farmers, we sensitize the policymakers, we get the policymakers, we get to understand what is happening on their end, and then we give it back to you as a farmer, as a policymaker, as an investor in agribusiness, all that, where we connect, we learn, and we grow. And now, because I am just running short of breath, I'm just going to take a very, very short break, but I will be back and we'll get to discuss more on the trends, and we wind up the show with reading the comments. And of course, my producer, he never fails me in giving me the proverb of the day, and we'll get to understand what does it mean. And we look at that as we get to enjoy, because we are all in the Christmas mood. And I can tell you, I am already feeling. And there's a video that the producer played, and it had nyama choma, yes, roasted beef. And I was looking at it from this end, and I wanted to tell him, can I please, Mr. Divine, can I please end the show and go and eat that meat you've just shown me, because it is early and I can see I'm in the Christmas mood, and Mr. Divine has already decided to show me roasted beef. So yeah, see you after the short break.
Agriculture is the art and science of cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising livestock. Agriculture provides most of the world's food and fabrics. It is not only a source of food and income, but also creates employment opportunities for many people in the world. Over 1 billion people worldwide work in agriculture, generating 2.4 trillion for the global economy. The global impact of farming on the environment is revealed that 40% of the Earth's land is now given over to agriculture. Agricultural development is one of the most powerful tools to end extreme poverty, boost shared prosperity, and feed a projected 9.7 billion people by 2050. And we, the Our Farmers Media, roll the carpet for you as we welcome you to our thrilling farm visits to different farmers that educate and inspire you in different sectors in agriculture. Catch us also on our shows on all our social media platforms as we bring you educative and informative information that will help you learn and guide you on your agriculture journey to success. Our farmers attain knowledge and grow profits.
Okay. And we are back, and we're looking at the trends. And remember, we were just from discussing the automation in agriculture, and this comes in robotics, the drones for agriculture as well, the robotics, the drones, and the IoT. These are the sensors and everything, the Internet of Things, the sensors. Imagine having a farm that has a sensor. And right now we're looking at just the trends. What is trending? What is changing a little bit? What is happening in our agricultural sector? And this is what we're doing right here on a Farmers Media Breakfast Show. If you are just joining us right now, thank you so much for choosing a Farmers Media to be with us right here and get to understand about agriculture. Thank you so much. You are not late, and we are the week before Christmas. Yes, and I know other people are saying we don't need to someone was telling me that you can gain almost 10 kgs during the holiday season because it is just eating and beating stories, beating stories left, right, and center, getting to just understand what is happening. And it has been a tough 2-3 years. Ever since the pandemic, it has been tough. So having this time to just let loose and enjoy the holidays. And that is why we tell you the best place to be to just let loose, because it has been tough. And I know from my end that it has been tough. It has been a tough year in terms of agriculture, in terms of economy, in terms of education. Everything has been tough ever since the pandemic and our post-pandemic period. All this time, it has been a little bit tough, but it is time to let loose and look at what we've had accomplished so far, which is good also. We just need to look at what have we accomplished, where are we at, where do we stand at, and what we need to do. And are we looking at the new trends? And we have also the optics system, and this is a system that is used for sorting and grading agricultural products that makes sure that these products that go into the packaging are of good size, and they sort even the sizes, the grading, because you know that when it comes to the agricultural products, let's say the avocados, we have grade 1, grade 2, so the optics system is used for that. So I know this boils down also, or rather reflects on what we were talking about, and this is the automation in agriculture. Now, the optic system is a good system because it gives you a surety of 98%. Okay? There's no point. It gives you a 98% surety of the product that it is grading. And this is quite good, and that is also a success story. And we also have another success story, and this is in looking at the trends. And we have a success story that the smart and gentle robot that knows how to treat sweet potatoes. Okay, and this is I just like to let me just read, because this is quite interesting, and this is coming in the new trends in agriculture. And just looking at the sweet potatoes, and they have become a part of our daily diet, and their popularity is in the global markets as well, and different varieties as well. And we have a study that shows that the sweet potato is lost due to infestation and some of the risk of the sweet potato. But good news is we have the Ascetic Robotics and an NSIX Vision that have created the automated packaging robot, or rather process, for that is ideal for the sweet potatoes. Now, the dispatcher, okay, it has a sorting machine and a pickup point and the conveyor that places them on the boxes. And these are the trends in the agricultural sector. That is good, and also it identifies the shapes and packs them also. So this is the sorting part. That is a new trend in agriculture, and that is quite interesting. Okay, and these are just some of the new trends coming in from the optic system, and the same things that is happening. And we have also the robotic organizing that is used to cob machines. Yeah, We have another one that is used organizing of corn cobs in trays, and this saves labor of cost and improves. Okay, and this is the first of its kind solution in the world, according to what is written. It is said that it is the first solution of its kind in the world, and it is very efficient, and it is for packing fresh corn. Okay, packing house. Okay, this is amazing, and this is just some of the trends that are coming in. And we've talked about the revolutionary of the image analysis that is used to package sweet potatoes, and also in the treatment of the sweet potatoes in the farm. It is used to check on the soil, check if the temperature is okay, check the soil moisture, check the acidity of the soil and the pH of the soil. All this just for the sweet potato. And we also have another one for the packaging and the sorting of the sweet potatoes. That is another trend that is in agriculture right now. This is just looking at the new trends. And we have the 4-lane avocado sizer for Avo Africa, and this is in Tanzania. And this line includes, it is a 4-lane. It includes treatment and sorting machine. Now, according to this machine, the first lane is for the sorting. The second line is for the treatment. If the treatment means if one avocado looks it is not fit for market or for human consumption, it is pushed aside. This is where the 4-lane comes in, and this is quite interesting. This is very interesting, and all this, imagine having one in Africa. We're trending in Africa right now. This is this is quite good for Africa. This is quite good for the world, because we are the greatest exporter of avocado. So having one like that, this is quite good news. And all these are the nutrients in agriculture, up from the biodiversification of the indigenous products as well. We also have a mango line also. This is for the customers. We have a new sorting machine for different assorted fruits. We have one for mango, and we have another one for assorted type of machines. And interestingly enough, this is a new trend. I don't know how you would like to take this, but we have a new patent for cannabis disinfection. Okay, this is just this is something that has come in, and this is from the Volcani Institute and Eshet Aliens engineers, and they have come up with they recently came up with. They featured on the Nature magazine, and the innovative disinfection technology allows for an even and ultimate. The patent is 100% green and disinfection technology, and this is a variant of cannabis. The ultimate disinfection of cannabis throughout all layers using a dry steam system. This is a new technology. It is safe and provides effective. And it has been used in the world. In Israel, the machine is already in commercial use. This is a machine. Imagine that. Imagine that. That tells you if your products are good or they're not good. And this is specifically in terms of cannabis. Okay? And I would just like to just not continue with that, because I know I might just get a little bit off topic just looking at the trends. And we also have another one that is used optic machines as well, and this is used again in Israel. The optics machine is used in sorting different types of fruits. We have ones for specific fruits, like the one for sweet potato. That is very specific, just for sweet potatoes, even from the farm up to the production level. So this is not just in the farm, but also after you get it from the farm. So that is one of the trends as well. And this is in optic machines. Remember, we also mentioned about the the A4 that is used by Kefis right here in Kenya to grade and size the avocado that is being used for export as well. Now those are just some of the new trends that are coming in, the new trends that are in agriculture, the new trends. We also have a unique system that is used for sorting coconuts that will be built in East Asia by Eshet Ailon. This will be used for sorting just coconut, okay? And coconut in terms of coconut oil, what is good for consumption, what is good for production of the coconut. And remember, the smart climate agriculture, just to mention that, because hydroponics is also part of the new trends. So hydroponics, I got the pleasure of visiting the Calro Open Field Day. And when I went to the hydroponics technology, it was called Growth for Change. And they were using the shells from the coconut. And that is what was being used as the soil for planting of, and I could see the very beautiful spinach in the structure. And imagine what was inside it was just a net that was put, a pipe was constructed, and then it had holes, and they recycled the net, the normal net that you know, and then inside it is not using soil, but rather it is using the coconut shells that are shredded, and they become soil. And then the fertilizer is in the water. So once it is pumped into the seed or the plantation, the excess water does not flow down. It goes back to the same bucket. So this means there is less wastage of water. There is zero wastage of water actually, and there is no use of soil. This means that in as much as soil has been our source, our primary dependent when it comes to planting of the seed, we can now change a little bit and use coconut husks. Imagine that. Is that not a new trend and a good one at that point? Yeah. So this means that you eat. Just look at it from this way, or on this angle. The coconut that you get, you can get coconut oil from that specific plant. You can eat the coconut. You can get the coconut milk. The coconut milk, you can use it for cooking purposes. Now, you can also use it. The coconut oil is good for beauty, is good for everything else. And then the coconut husk, you do not throw it away. It is shredded, and you use it as soil to plant your vegetables. Imagine that. The new trends. And all this, you can only get them on a Farmers Media Breakfast Show, where we connect, we learn, and we grow. Because we are here to grow together. We are here to connect the policymakers to the farmers. We're here to sensitize the people about this. And this is a smart climate agriculture. That is what it is called, smart climate agriculture. It is also in the trend. It has been trending, and it is in the trend right here. Now, all these things, if you look at it, it looks like we are geared up to conserving our environment. We are geared and we are ready to conserve the environment. We are ready to ensure that we have a climate that is safe. We get safe food, and we conserve everything that comes in with the environment, because if we are gentle to the environment, then the environment is gentle to us. And those are just some of the new trends that are coming in, the new trends that are here with us. And we have to embrace them, because we need them for better production. We need them for good productivity. We need them to just change. I remember what Mwakio always says. It is a paradigm shift. It is a paradigm shift right here. When you talk about the new trends, when you talk about the smart climate agriculture, when you talk about not depending on rain-fed agriculture, but agriculture under irrigation. All these are the new trends. But how ready are we for the new trends? We also have a new trend, and this is a machine also used for sorting cucumbers. Okay. And speaking of cucumbers, according to the Food and Agricultural Organizations of the United Nations, this is FAO, cucumber is one of, this is in 2020, this is what they said, that cucumber is one of the 4 most produced vegetables worldwide. And this is together with onions, tomatoes, and cabbage. Okay. And just showing the advantage and the importance of the nutrient. And this is the machine that is used specifically for sorting out cucumber. Now, the extensive research revealed that the beneficial qualities of the cucumber, making it the fourth most grown product or vegetable in the world. Not only in Africa, not only in Kenya, but in the world. Now, this machine sorts cucumbers, and the initial sorting, the brushing with hot water, and the fungicide treatment and drying. So it is also treated so that once it's dried and packed, it can have a longer shelf life, considering it is the 4th most grown vegetable. I'm sure you didn't know that cucumber is the 4th most grown vegetable, and this is in 2020, and this is according to the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations. And looking at how the cucumber is sorted, from the diameter, the length, the external defects, the curve, the bottleneck, the color defects, and the curvature percentage. So the sorting machine puts all these things into consideration before packaging the cucumber. And this is quite interesting. This is just some of the interesting the trends I'm telling you about. And we also have a technology that tells you what goes on inside your fruits or vegetables. Now, this type of technology tells you if your fruit is ripe inside. You get, if the fruit, for example, if you have a mango, you get to know if the inner layers are very well, if your mango is ready to be eaten, if your pineapple is ready to be eaten. Imagine that type of technology. So this means that we are coming out of the hassle of cutting a mango, finding out that it is raw, it is bitter, and you have to throw it. And this technology does not only work on fruits, it also works on vegetables. So it tells you if it's a cabbage, how many layers of cabbage do we have inside? Is it plump enough? Is it very well covered? Is it somehow hollow inside? Yeah, so this is good also for the farmer, because this technology can also be used by the farmer to tell if you're doing watermelon plantation. This will help you know if your melon is ready, if your melon is ready for harvest, if your melon is ready for, if it is already infested inside. Because you can have a melon that is good on the outside, but on the inside it is not that good. This technology can also be used on maize cobs, so we can know if your maize cobs has empty patches, because you can have a maize cob that has only like how many maize? It has like 10-15 maize, and it is well covered on the outside, so you expect good productivity, but at the end of the day, low crop yield. But this technology is going to help you do all that. And this is just on the optic system I was telling you about, and this was a little while before. So all these things are being put there, and they are good, and these are the new trends in agriculture. And probably if we could just have a look at our social media segment, and this is on Facebook, and have a read other comments that are there, and everyone who's watching us this morning, and tell us where you are watching us from and what you are enjoying. Are you enjoying the show so far? Because on my end, I am enjoying it as I get to learn all these things and the new trends, and this comes in from the optic system that tells you if a mango is ripe. Yes. And I know that I saw a meme of a friend of mine, and she was saying that she is going to have a list She's already writing a list of all her friends who are going to receive, mangoes on January, because she's already at home. And right now, anyone from Ukambani, we are proud right now because we have mangoes, and very sweet ones for that matter. So imagine having this machine that tells you if the mango is ripe enough, if the mango is good enough to be eaten. All these are trends, the new trends in agriculture, the new trends in technology, the innovation of technology, and the biodiversification of agriculture to ensure that we have high productivity, because this machine also ensures that no product is at loss. Because if a product has been infested, then you make a swift action immediately and you get to work on that. You get to deal with that. And on that note, we just look at the comment section. Please keep your comments coming. If you are watching us. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channels and click on that bell so that anytime we are on air, then you can get the notification and be here with us. As you enjoy your Christmas, we keep giving you the correct information. We keep giving you the right information, and this is in terms of agriculture, the new trends, what is trending and what is happening in our agricultural sector, as well as any news, any happenings, any incidents or accidents in our agricultural sector. And looking back a little while, looking back at the agricultural sector, we had so many issues coming up from maize. We had the locust invasion, and we had the maize production, and then we have the subsidized fertilizer, and then the worst hit of all is the drought. And this had affected so many people. And I remember last week there was a study and a research that was done by the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, and this showed that almost 4 million people had been affected by drought. 4 million people, and that is up from the 2.5 million that was there in 2021. So imagine in a span of 1 year, we've had the increase of 2 million people increasing in the effect and feeling the pangs of drought. And this is from the livestock to, not even the livestock, also to the people who are getting under the inadequate rainfall. And in some areas, it is surprising enough, because in some areas up till now, the maize plants, the seeds that they planted for maize have not yet grown. So we also have some areas that even right now, they do not have food. Their food has not grown. So the pangs of drought are still extending up until now. So for us to ensure that we are in a food secure country, some steps have to be taken, and this is inclusive of the innovation, implementing the innovation, injecting more money, and the more money, because agriculture and irrigation might be expensive, but once the government injects more money into agriculture, then this means this is good news for us, because we have good production, we have adequate water, we have the good services to provide for our soils as well, for our seeds. So looking at the nutrients is good for us as well. Looking for the nutrients helps us in identifying what works for us and what doesn't work for us, to ensure a very good environment for us as well. Those are the nutrients. Keep the comments coming, keep the questions coming on our social media platforms. Hit that bell so that we notify you anytime that we are on air, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook channel, follow us on social media. Ask us a comment, ask us a question, invite us for holidays as well, so that you can come and see your farm. How well is it doing? If we can also come and upload you. Visit the Athi Resort, have a holiday there. Tell us about the experience. We get to celebrate all the farmers and the hurdles and the tough times that we've had, because looking back, we've come so far. so far, and we get to understand even the subsidized fertilizers. Are they receiving the fertilizer? And speaking of which, the cabinet secretary for agriculture, he visited Mombasa and talked about the policies that are going to be there and the improvement of farming and agriculture sector in Mombasa. And he got the chance of visiting the KMC plant. And this is the Kenya Meat Commission plant, and this is in Kibarani area in Mombasa County. All this trending news, everything that is new, we get to inform you all that right here on our breakfast show. Now, as I can check my watch, it is 9:31 a.m. I am inching closer and closer to winding up the show. Now, I'm going to take a short breather. I'm here alone all this morning, and I am enjoying it because you are on the other end and you are watching me, and I am enjoying myself, helping you connect, learn, and grow. I'm going on a short breather, but I will be back reading the comments on our social media platforms and winding up the show, and I get to tell you about the proverb of the day right here on a Farmers Media breakfast show with me, Christine Mutindi. See you after the short break.
Farmers is the home of Africa Farmers Club, and by extension, African farmers. The whole idea behind Farmers is to transform the image of an African farmer from a producer into an entrepreneur, somebody who actually does not think about how to produce onions, but how much is going to be used to produce onions, and so that way then they can be able to transform their vision, they can be able to look at their farms as businesses, and they can be able to know when to engage with the market. What we have done is that we have developed a hub where farmers bring their information, bring their questions, their challenges, and other farmers are there to come out and help. Facebook has not just been instrumental, Facebook has been a working partner for myself as well. And Facebook has actually transformed the way we relate, an open platform. My background is in tech, and I know you cannot build a platform that can reach out to so many people. Initially, it was just a few farmers in 2 counties, Machakos County and Kajiado counties, but now it has transformed. We have a stronger membership from Nigeria and Zambia than even Kenya itself, And the reason behind this is the messages I get from different farmers across Africa. And then something interesting came to my mind, and I thought about using the camera. Every time I visited farmers, I would be able to post in the community, in the group, in my own profile, and just share the story of the farmer that I visited. And then I asked myself, why wouldn't I get this information, develop it in a way that other people can be able to benefit? If we go for a training, how do we capture that so that those who are not, the farmers who are not able to come for that training can still benefit? And hence the birth of a Farmers Media. Our mission as an organization is to help farmers, African farmers, to attain knowledge and grow profits.
And we are back and just looking at the comments that are coming in on our social media platforms. Thank you so much for everyone who has been watching us. And I can see Joseph Kelly. He is watching us from Kiundwani. And he tells me that his maize plantations have already gone up. So yes, I am coming. And a friend of mine told me that to take a photo in the maize plantation is 200 Kenya shillings. I'm going to also take a photo in Joseph, I'm coming to take a photo in your plantation also and come back. On January, I come back here with photos, so many of them. And I can see here someone else who's Theodore. He's watching us from Utawala. Thank you so much, Theo, for tuning into Breakfast Show right here on our Farmers Media. Now, we have been looking at the trends, the automation of agriculture, and we have discussed about that as well, and the importance and the advantages of having that for climate change and for good agricultural production. And now, if I could just get at the proverb of the day, and we can say that a country without a farmer is like a tree without a fruit. Wow. Mr. Divine, today you're hitting, the point is hitting home. A country without a farmer is like a tree without a fruit. So every country has to have a farmer, and not just one, so many of them, because the fruits are very efficient also for us. So here at A Farmers Media, we get to celebrate all the farmers and get to tell you the importance of farmers, because as you can see from the proverb, a country without a tree, a country without a farmer is like a tree without a fruit. So yes, we need fruits and we need trees in order to prosper as a country. That has been my time for today. I have quite enjoyed the show on my end, and I hope that you have done as well. Keep it locked right here on A Farmers Media. Follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Instagram. We'll get to tell you all about everything that is trending, everything new, even as we get to enjoy our Christmas holidays, because everyone right now has already switched and is on their Christmas mood. Have a very, very good day and a very, very blessed Christmas holiday as well. My name is Christine Mutindi. I love you, and keep watching A Farmers Media. Bye bye.